Instead, Elijah didn't do anything. Not in terms of fighting back. He simply waited to catch his breath, straightened out his spine, and gave my father a slight nod, as if to say he knew he'd had that coming. When he proceeded to reach into his blazer, I figured he was finally having that cigarette. Nope again. Out came his money clip. "Are those Dunlop Elites?" he asked, pointing to the tires on my bike. "They were," I said. Elijah peeled off 5 $100 bills and handed them to me. "That should cover it." I took the money. Apparently all debts were settled, because of all things, now my father hugged Elijah, and Elijah hugged him back. What the hell is going on? There's always been a weird unspoken code among operatives, no matter which flag they saluted. But this was even beyond weird. "I take it you guys worked together?" I asked. "Not really," said my father. "Let's just say we didn't work against each other," said Elijah. That was actually the first thing that sort of made sense in a screwed-up world kind of way. "Son, meet the prophet," said my father. And like that, I was shaking the hand of the guy who only minutes earlier had maced me and shot out my tires. I didn't think twice about it, though. The guy was a legend. Now he was officially real, too. Up until that moment, I'd never been fully convinced he actually existed. Remember when President George W. Bush was assassinated at the Red Sea Summit in 2003? Of course you don't. It never happened. It almost did, though. The story goes that the prophet took out not one, but 2 would-be suicide bombers in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. What made that all the more incredible was that the prophet was known to be a Mossad agent. He saved not only Bush's life, but also the lives of the leaders of Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and the Palestinians. Give that a moment to sink in. It was a who's who of Israeli antagonists, if not outright enemies, and this guy saved them all in order to save Israel's strongest ally. And you wonder why we always have their back. The prophet saw coming what no one else had, hence his nickname in the intelligence community from that day forward. Clearly he hadn't lost his touch. He knew that someone would be staking out Mayor Deacon, if not Elizabeth, then someone who was working with her. I never saw him coming, but at least I thought enough to bring backup. Who knew they would know each other? Do I call him the prophet? Mr. Prophet? "I need your help," I just said instead. He nodded. "More than you even know. The Mudir is only getting started. It's all coming." "Another attack?" "Yes, and another after that. A series of them, and if I'm right, the finale will make everything else look like child's play." I wasn't sure where to begin. What kind of attacks? When? And how do you know? I wanted everything, every last detail. There wasn't enough he could tell me. Until I realized something. There was actually nothing he could tell me. Not here, not now. I had to let him know that I understood that. This wasn't checkers. It wasn't even chess. It was classic game theory. Whatever I gained from him could end up costing him dearly in ways I couldn't even fathom. Sources, contacts, cooperating agents. In short, his current livelihood. Or worse, his life. There was a young man out in Pelham named Gorgin who had already paid with his. It was the prophet's move, and it would have to come on his terms. "How much time do you need?" I asked. He looked at me and then my father. "He's smart like you, Eagle," he said. "Even smarter," said my father.